Hi everyone. Okay, let's start our weekly update for next week. So there's a lot of things to monitor and to watch out. But first of all, before I go into what is going to happen and what I forecast for next week, things to watch out for, I'd like to share about what I have been doing. So as you can see this from this Excel sheet, this is what I started 2 weeks ago of what I have recommended through the video itself. This is all the counter that have been touched on. I mean it's just mainly stock, so ignore of index. And then what I've been doing up to so far, this is the that core direction. So I mean, up to now, seems that the direction that I've recommended that I've touched on is doing pretty well, but only for Singapore counter, which is not very good. But like I said, these three things for investment, which I mentioned all along, and this for trading. Of course, this is just to monitor myself. How have I been doing so far so good. If let's say you are doing trading, you need this part of the Excel sheet instead. All right, you need your entry price, exit, target, which reward, so on and so on. But this part, I might consider whether to share more in future, but right now let's see how am I performing. So today's I will just briefly touch on what is coming up for this coming week and things to you always have to review on what have you been touches on. So I will be going through if let's say you are inside any of the counter, what should you do? If not, what should you do as well? So then I will be touching on two stocks, which in my own opinions, sharing my two opinion on two shares as well in the US market. All right, so that's all. Let's see next. Okay, so we shall always start, like I mentioned in all my video, we'll start off with what is happening for the coming week. So I only mentioned on I'll be looking in US, so I always just use US and China because these are the two big country right now. US thing to watch out for the upcoming week, such as retail sales, such as jobless claim, and things which I'm going to monitor very closely is this crude oil inventory. Crude oil inventory. Why? Because of this news coming up. All right. So OPEC thought that they think based on their stacks, demand is recovery, but so this going to reduce to cut. I mean to supply more oil to the market. All right, reduce the cut of production, so to have more oil lah, basically to say lah. So if let's say there's more supply, but demand, is it sufficient to overcome this extra supply or not? Is no one know that because right now second wave is coming up or is really there as you can see on Saturday. Can you see that the global case keep piling and piling? So demand recovery, is it true? I will know. Alright, like I say, COVID is the history. We got to always look forward, but we are still playing around this headline because news, right? They need headline, so they are still playing around with it. So last Friday, market went up. Why? Because Gilly actually have some good news coming on Friday, saying that they managed to find some cure, which is very positive, and then the market just surged even higher. As you can see, Dow Jones closed above almost 370 point, and Nasdaq hit another record high. So over here, you must understand. Uh, to me, I feel that in Nasdaq in technology will go even higher. I mean, with or without COVID, because with COVID, you need tech. Without COVID, company will slowly evolve into related to tech as well. So no matter what, technology is definitely be there. But do take note. Do take note. The thing is that when will be the next dot-com bubble, technology bubble? A lot of people are worried on this. But before it actually the bubble is being burst, continue to ride the trend, right? So always have your stop loss. At right now, investment portfolio will have to be more careful because it's all-time high. But if let's say you think that Nasdaq is the future, I mean the technology is the future, then just hold and hold on. But I think if you're holding your shares at the market plunge even lower, you're holding for 1 year and 1 year all your earnings, your green turns to losses, then what's the point, right? So always to me is combined with TA and FA. Hopefully both work together. So take note, next week there will be a lot of strong earnings report coming up. We start off Mexico, then will be the finance sector. If you're holding any bank sector in your portfolio right now, be careful. All right, JP Morgan will be the first to kick off. All right, so if you're holding any Singapore shares, also is somehow related. So take notes, earning report here will be a trick. A lot of credit rating company will actually lower their target. Then because right now the market is actually moved by the headline itself. All right. So if let's say the headline say, "Oh, JP Morgan earnings not good, but it's above the expectations," it's because they lowered down their expectation. Then what's the point? The market will even drift higher. But if let's say after the earnings report, after a day later, if let's say analysts step in to look at the fundamental, it's not really very good, then the market will drop off. Will have people so-called a bull trap after that. All right. So if you're owning any bank counter, be careful. So yeah, let's move on. So after Friday, Saturday weekend, virus came pumping up and pumping up, pumping up. All right, so take note on this point. So without further ado, one picture tells a thousand words. All right, Trump wearing a mask when he visits some wound service member. So if let's say he keep against COVID things, this thing lah, he don't believe. But right now he wear mask. All right, so it stands something. So I'm not going to elaborate much, and you try to read from this picture. All right, next thing. So let's look into directly go into the chart. All right, I don't want to drag yours for too long. So after Nasdaq, I say that the bullish divergence, the bearish divergence doesn't work out. It went even higher, and I say along the trend, right? So all-time high. All right. So if you're holding any technology counter, congrats to you. All right. So for Dow Jones, this is what I'm looking at right now. I'm using Fibonacci. This is really chart. So let's take a look at daily chart. All right. So Friday is very green. All right, due to Gili, like I say, good news on the virus, cure for the virus. So it might actually go even higher to the 70+% Fibonacci to even cover the gap. But right now, as we know, 3 months down the road, what will there be? 3 to 4 months down the road, basically is president elections. So I think the market will be hovering right now. So it's the hardest part for you to trade where the market is hovering. It's stagnant. All right, it's not like recovery. Whichever stock you go, most of them 90% is in your favor. When you are going to a sideways stagnant market, especially the earnings report, so you have to be more selective on the counter that you are looking at. All right, so today, let's what I'm going to do, like I mentioned at the start of the video, I'm going to look back what I have touches on for the last 2 weeks, and then I'm going to touch on two new shares in my own opinions later. So we start off with CVX oil, like I mentioned, um, OPEC, like I mentioned, OPEC is always to increase their supply based on demand recovery. How true can it be? You decide yourself. All right. If you have entered uh, watching my first video, CVX very good. So let's take a look. So I recommend over CVX on the 26th. So let's say we take it as an example 29. We shorted on the opening price and till now is quite a decent profit. All right. So I will continue to monitor CVX. I think if let's say the OPEC is going to increase their supply, demand is not there, oil will definitely going to drop. It's definitely going to affect those oil counter, right? So if let's say you have shorted, continue to hold on. If otherwise you worry about it's very strong, but it didn't even encalf. All right, it didn't even encalf on the Thursday, even though with a strong market. So if you're holding congress, if you wanted to short, then you might want to short on the Monday. Take note, if let's say because it's like I say here is the left shoulder. Let me draw. So here is the left shoulder, top, all right shoulder. So if let's say if you really want to short and take note, anything that above this price, 90, I would say above here, the right shoulder. All right, 92 will not be very good. Right, I want to be showing you a good why. First, it break off the head and shoulder, and second, it go higher high. Right now, we are all maintain lower high, lower high. Am I right to say? So we are looking for something like that to go down. All right, so this is one thing to monitor, to put inside a watch list. And next, so I just got to save it. Sorry. Yes, I'm just going to save. Okay, auto save is on. Okay, good. Okay, let's next. We'll go to the next counter will be leaf. So leaf, which I have recommended as well. All right, so you can see block channel is a downtrend channel on the day chart, and the 4 hour it actually showing up. So when I recommended, I say that in the 4 hour chart they're showing a sign of pulling back, but unfortunately it didn't. It didn't, and it continued to go even lower. So right now, if let's say you have shorted, congrats to you, it actually broke down. But if not shorted and you want to short down, the risk reward might not be very enticing. All right, if you want to short now, where is your stop loss? Let's see. If let's say I'm going to short at current price, stop loss will be something I think here will be good to say. So alright, still 1.14, but at first my first target would be somewhere here, right? Like I say. So it's right now left definitely lesser than 1 to 1 risk reward. It's not very good unless you think that you will go even lower at the bottom channel. So congrats to those who have shorted, those who have not. What if you think that might be bounce up and it's definitely didn't touch even the 4 hour channel of the yellow line, right? I can say this is the top, maybe $34. If it did even bounce back to 34, did even bounce back to 34 and continue to go low trending and down here, you can still short it, but cut loss quite with a tight stop loss. All right. So congrats those who have for those who have shorted. So next thing will be Arrowhead. So Arrowhead, you can, if let's say you have long, continue to hold your long. Otherwise, you must know where's your TP lah. To be frank, of course, most of them I have TP. I've TP that later I show you one of the counter which already TP. So if you have shorted, if you have long this counter and you wish to continue to hold, it's fair enough. If not, you could have wait for it to pull back. We shall see how it goes. Right. So right now, will it bounce back to the center line and go even higher? It's all up to you. But I think overall, Arrowhead counter will be one. Will keep trending upwards lah. Right. So you have long somewhere here, then you don't even have to worry. Of course, this is way before my video. Right. So you wait for some pullback. You want, it's all up to you. Okay. Keep to your watch list if you are keen. Arrowhead. Okay, why Arrowhead one more time? If you forget it, it's actually monitored by Johnson & Johnson because they are doing hepatitis B. Might be some takeover over here. So next thing will be Burlington. Burlington is the one that churned me 8.8 over 7 to 8%. If you have shorted by then when I touched on it last week, just last week, precisely last week. So last week I've touched it. So let's say you shorted on the open market up to now. Can you see? Actually hit my TP. Can you see? Which reward? One is 0.43. So if let's say I've shorted on the 6, okay, let's say I put it here. Alright, so it's still 1.34. You just touch my TP. It may way even lower. Okay, so alright, so this is how it should go. Of course, you can say that I'm at a high set lah, but I did recommend shorted lah. It's up to you whether you want to take it or not. I'm not forcing you to believe me. But if let's say at current price you want to short, you might be careful. Why? Like I say, on the weekly chart, I recommend this in the first place is due to this tick. Sorry, I'm not very good in navigating our trading viewer. So yeah, bear with me. Let's look at the chart. There's something on the, yes, there's something on here. So this is what I'm actually watching. Okay, so right now it's at the bottom, it's the triangle. It touches the bottom. If you want to short, no mid. If you want to long, there's no reversal candle. So how? If you never, then forget about it. If you have in and you want to continue to short on the weekly chart, it's showing quite bearish after all. Alright, so it might even go lower if let's say the market overall coming down. Alright, it's below the 100-day moving average, so signal a very strong selling, but definitely there will tend to be a bounce back. So we shall see how it goes. Okay, so congrats to those who have shorted on Burlington. So next is Dropbox. Dropbox, like I mentioned, I'm still quite positive to it, even though after I recommended. Okay, this is what I say. Alright, so you continue to go. So this is something like tech as well, technology sector. So I think Dropbox earnings report is coming on the 7th of August. I'm going to hold all the way until it. I'm quite positive with this counter. It start after IPO, it start to keep all the way down, and right now it start to first his Dropbox start earning the first earnings in their last quarter, last earning report. So I'm continuing holding on to it. Like I say, this is kind of like partial investing and trading. If let's say you want to invest, you got to hold on to it slightly longer, right? So monitor your risk, monitor your position size. All right. If let's say I have really long and I think that where should I put a final stop loss? I think that if let's say it fall below this line, maybe something around $19, $19 will be somewhere I'm looking at to cut these positions. But if let's say I'm going to long, right, 19 will be, in fact, will be something for me to pick up. But we shall all depend on the next earnings reports coming on the 9th of August, 6th of August. All right. So if let's say the 6th of August earnings report is picking up, definitely all the rating company will come in and say, wow, buy, buy, buy. So it's up to you. I'm still holding. So it's up to you to determine whether you want or not. All right. So then two things I'm going to share, two counter I'm going to share this week. First will be AMD. So why AMD? I mean, you can Google more about it. AMD, a lot of people is comparing this counter to Nvidia, right? So Nvidia, of course, you can Google look at Nvidia chart. It's all keep bursting all the way high. It's very bullish. So I'm looking at something like AMD because there's some ascending triangle. A lot of people don't like to pick where the stock is at a high price, but look at Tesla, look at Amazon. Where is it be? High can be higher, higher high, correct or not? But of course, you feel more afraid because you are picking at a high price. But fundamentally, there's us earning a report on the 29th July. It's very close. So continue monitor. If you don't want, you can trade after the earnings report. You miss the mid, it's okay, it's fine because it's long term, it's trading, it's up to you. If let's say you want to enter now, definitely you need to have a type stop loss. But anything that trade during earning report is a risk. It can jump off 20%, jump up 20%. So it's up to you to decide. All right, I'm looking at a ascending triangle right now. Depending on NVIDIA, is doing very good. Technology, when you work at home, what do you need? Computer, laptop, everything. All right, so this is what I'm looking at. If I really want to enter AMD, I'm looking for some pullback to 55. If let's say I manage to get it, and I'll put some stop loss. It's way below the ascending triangle and to profit at some 68, 69. It's fair enough. It's below, or if you want, you can be a tighter. You can be somewhere here. Okay, it's up to you. All right. So risk reward 2.4. I make it 2 also. Why is the 2 also very good earnings, right? Why is the 2? Why not? So it's up to you to decide. Like I say, I repeat again, earnings report is on the 29th July. Take note on that. All right. It's on the 29th. Let's see. Is it on the 29th? Yes, it's on the 29th July. So take note if you are really keen on AMD. Okay. Next thing I'm going to recommend is, I mean, in my own opinion, I'm looking at closely will be on Cisco. All right. Cisco. I mean, you can Google the news. It's up to you. All right, Morgan Stanley has turned bullish on this counter after its last earning report. Because it's good lah. Basically lah. I don't want to do. I don't want to rabble more on the fundamental, but it's good. On TA side, it's way above 20 and 40-day moving average. All right, so I'm looking to long. If you want, you can long on Monday. It's up to you. Or you want to pull back after you cover the gaps and go even higher. It's up to you. But on my side, I think this is a bullish counter. I'm looking to long, but one hurdle here is this 100 moving average. If able to clear this 100 moving average in TA and go even higher than these two candles, this will be a very strong counter of breaking out, breaking out. All right, all right. So this is the thing to watch out. This is the thing to watch out. Okay, you want, you can long. This is really candle, by the way. So let's look at daily candle. So this is what you're looking at right now. Okay, fair enough. So let's put some target here. Let's remove this thing. Let's remove this thing. Okay, I just put here. Let's put some target here. We shall see how it goes. Let's do some forecast. So I don't want to pull back. I just get 46.5. Fair enough. Okay, below here I'm going to cut. Alright. So where's my target? Somewhere here is good. 1.21. I don't mind. Why not? If you look at a weekly candle, yeah, if you break above, definitely a upside is here. Right? So this is a short-term trading. If let's say you even go higher, congrats. I mean, if you go higher, you can adjust your TP. All right. So what is that? 1:8. Why not? Alright, so it's for your turn. This is what, in my own opinion, you will continue to go higher. Alright, so that's all for this week. Thank you for staying with me. We shall monitor what will happen next week and what will happen to my portfolio. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Bye bye.